Currently, more than 6 million Americans have been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, and this Saturday, you can help in the fight against this dreaded affliction by taking part in the Walk to End Alzheimer's. And this morning, Sara Dickson with the Alzheimer's Association joins us with a preview of the walk taking place this Saturday at the Bristol Dragway. Good to see you, Sarah.
Good to see you, Chris. Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about the walk because it's going to get underway. Sign-ups and everything, everybody about 7:30, but the actual walk about 9:30 that morning.
That's right. So we're excited to be back in person this year at Bristol Dragway, and we feel like this will be really great. People will be excited about getting out. Hopefully the weather will keep us there.
Yeah, we'll cooperate.
We'll cooperate, yeah.
Yes.
So, 7:30, come out and register if you haven't already. Online registration does close this Thursday at noon, but you still have the opportunity to come out that morning and register. The opening ceremony, which you will be emceeing, starts about 8:30, and then, 9 o'clock, and then we'll start walking. Is that right? Did I say that right?
Ceremony at 9. Walk at 9:30. Yes.
So I had a walk last weekend too, so it's a lot going on.
Different times. But this ceremony is so moving. I mean, it's a time for folks that have dealt with Alzheimer's to come together and kind of bond before actually taking out on the walk.
Yes. So we call this event to our largest support group of the year. It's really very moving when we can all come together and just. That's why I brought these flowers today, because they all represent of how you've been affected by the disease, whether you've lost someone or you're caring for someone or you currently diagnosed with Alzheimer's or another form of dementia. And even if you don't really have a close connection, but you support the cause, the orange represents that. So, and just when people carry these flowers and they come together and show that they have similar experiences, you know, it really does help to know that you are not alone, especially in this community, that we can work together and support each other, and that there are resources available.
And there's one special flower that we reserve for the walk. That is that flower we're going to put out when they find a cure.
Yes, that white flower. That white flower represents hope. Represents the first survivor. So hopefully one day we'll be able to carry that at our walk.
Some exciting news recently, a new drug been approved by the FDA to help slow down the effects, but it's not a cure.
It's not a cure, but it is definitely a big step in the right direction. With this, so much more will follow. So many more drugs like this can follow and continue to progress, and I think we're going to see a lot of big changes, you know, in the coming years. And
you know, I mentioned that number, 6 million people right now, just in America alone, been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and that number continues to grow.
It does. Just in Tennessee alone, we have 120,000 people that are currently living with Alzheimer's. So those numbers are.
As somebody has had multiple family members with Alzheimer's, this is something that affects them personally, but it also affects all those surrounding them as well as caregivers.
Yes, our caregivers are our angels, we call them, just because they give so much of themselves and sacrifice so much of themselves to care for their loved one. And you know, it really not only affects them, it affects their daily lives and their, you know, even ability to work. You know, that bottom line, you know, at the office, it really affects those employees. And so we really reach out to a lot of these companies that see that in their offices too, and just try to let them know that there are resources available that we can help them, you know, provide information to those family members that are working for them.
Sarah, I appreciate you coming up
Thank
today.
you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Sara Dickson with the Alzheimer's Association. We have some information for you about the walk. It's coming up this Saturday. It is at the Bristol Dragway this year, a great facility there. We're going to be able to space out and walk, and we got the information for you right there at the bottom of the screen.